Hey, so I just finished a keynote here in Joburg for Postnet for their roadshow. Next, we are heading to Kimberley, and I've been helping them to drive a message of evolution and growth. And it's an incredible company led by incredible people. So it's been amazing to be a part of this experience and part of their journey. As you can see, I'm currently in my hotel room. And for a while now, I've wanted to do this series called Hotel Room Diaries because as keynote speakers, we spend a lot of time on the road and in hotel rooms, and it gives us a lot of time to think. So I wanted to use this time in the hotel room to actually just download some of that thinking. And I finally managed to get around to bringing my camera with. So this is the first installment of Hotel Room Diaries, and we'll see how this plays out and how, if it sticks. It's actually quite funny. The very first thing that I wanted to talk about in this video, in this installment, is defensiveness. And I realized that even the procrastination that I had in bringing my camera with and doing this series was because there were certain defensive patterns that I was playing out. And I'll tell you more about that in a moment. When we think about change, we always think about openness to change. And a question that we might ask ourselves is, am I open to change? And what I found is that that's actually a terrible question because we say that we are open to change, but we actually aren't. And so we end up deceiving ourselves and not seeing where we aren't open to change. And so, a much better question, actually, to get to the root of where you might be getting stuck, is the question, what am I defending? Because defending is a virtuous, noble act. We defend the things that we care about. And so, when we are defending something, it signals that this is something of value to us. Now, very typically, as it relates to change, we end up defending in three very specific areas. We defend identity, certainty, and mastery. Identity is that for years and years, you've had a certain level of experience, you have certain roles, titles, certifications, and all of these things tell you who you are in the world. And then the world shifts and it requires you to show up in a different way, but you don't want to because this is who you are. You might be defending certainty. And certainty is that we like our stability and our routines and our comfort zones, so we don't want to change that. And by the way, this could be a very subconscious thing, unconscious thing, is that even, for example, trying to get into the habit of going to the gym, the reason why you might end up not doing that is because you are defending the comfort of your current routine. And you might not even realize that that's what you are doing. And then the third one is that we defend mastery, that we spend a lot of time acquiring skills. We put in our 10,000 hours. And then we develop a set of skills that are very valued for the world that we are in today, but that might not be as valued in the world that we're moving in tomorrow. But I still worked hard for these skills, so I don't want to let them go. And so defending isn't a bad thing. That's actually why I like this question so much, because defending means that you are doing something that you defending something you care about. So that's good. It shows us that you care about these things. But it becomes a problem when what you care about gets in the way of you evolving and you growing. I've become quite acutely aware of my own defensive patterns that I've developed over time. And so, for example, even with this series that I'm trying to record, there was a big defensive movement from me to justify why I'm not bringing my camera with me or my mic with me, or why the series wouldn't work, or why it wouldn't go viral. And actually, the point of the series isn't for it to be viral. It's more to build connection and relationship, and more to share thinking from the road. So you start realizing that your defensiveness, the moment you can become aware of it, you can poke holes in it and you can do something about it to shift it. So you move from defensiveness into openness. And that's ultimately where we want to get to. And so my message to you here is, when you recognize defensiveness, don't judge yourself for it because it tells you that you care about this thing. But just be mindful that you caring about this thing might prevent you from getting to that next version of who you might be, or the next version of what your business might look like. And so you have to ask yourself whether it's worth defending. And in many cases, it won't be. And so the best response to defensiveness is curiosity, is to ask yourself, where is this coming from? What am I protecting? And what would happen if I had to let go of this and make space for something new? So that is it, my first episode of the Hotel Room Diaries. See you on the next one.